ranking my top 100 favorite amusement and theme park rides of all time. Number 1. Once again, I give my greatest gratitude towards those who stuck around this list for the long haul. Was this list the most publicly likable? Not in the slightest. But that is to be expected from someone who has been in the amusement and theme park game for most of their known life, who is not afraid to share their widespread opinions. So with that said, all I have to say now is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you had to go all this way, and that I had to put myself through all this effort for one of the most typical picks you could have for a number 1 spot. But like I always say to myself, if it's a typical favorite, then it's probably typical for a darn good reason. For that, little talks won't be enough. Are you ready to embrace this attraction? Because here it is, my favorite ride of all time. The history of this ride dates back to the late 2010s with nothing but rumors. There were documents relating to this attraction floating around online where everyone had one mindset. If this coaster were to actually happen, it could easily be one of the best attractions ever built. It had everything going for it, from being one of the most well-regarded coaster models in the world to being under the ownership of a company who was not afraid to spend the extra buck. Once those rumors became reality and pieces of it started showing up at this park, all eyes in the roller coaster world were set on this one ride. Many months of construction and teasing later, the ride was finally announced and the hype couldn't get much higher. Then when the ride finally opened for riders, its reception was overwhelming to say the very least. I could think of very few rides that instantly became a worldwide phenomenon upon opening. Like a previous ride in this ranking, it was one that was so hyped up that it haunted my dreams. Because of all this, I personally lowered my expectations. Lots of people were calling it the best in the world, while a good few others couldn't help but feel disappointed because of the hype. Therefore, I set my personal expectations to moderately high. And after I took my first few rides in the fall of 2022, it's safe to say that those expectations were completely decimated.